pull that off of there. Do something with that. Yikes. Last minute. Ladies and gents, what are we doing? We're getting right into it. Forget it. It's like I'm 2 minutes early for my own show for once. This is crazy. I'm never early for my own show, but let's get into it because there's so much to talk about and there's a lot going on, and I've got a guest coming in and I want to talk to you guys about a bunch of stuff before that even happens. So chat, come on in. Let's get into this. Let's talk about some stuff. We're going to be talking about a lot. There's going to be lots coming up. And oh, are you liking the new shirt? You love this? The TDS Find a Cure shirt? You can get yourself one of those. All you got to do is head over to ClydeDoSomething.com and you can go pick yourself up one of those. If you don't want to go that far, you don't want to go all the way to ClydeDoSomething.com, that's something, okay, some people, they don't want to do that. That's fine. For you guys that just want to stay here on YouTube, do yourself a favor, just go to the channel page and you see that little arrow all the way to the side here, go all the way over to the store and you can pick it up right here off YouTube. It's amazing. It'll take you right there. You can make your purchase, get yourself one of those. We are the media now. TDS, Find a Cure, all kinds of different stuff that's coming out. We got more coming and we got a bunch there. It's awesome. Enjoy. Get yourself some of that. Get some for your friends, family, stocking stuffers, whatever you want to do. What is happening, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the show. This is going to be an interesting one. We're going to get into some stuff and we're going to have some fun. But hey, just so everybody knows, G-Meister in here, he's giving everybody that link to get over to the Discord. What's Discord? What's a Discord? Discord is the communication that we have with each other in Canada. Apparently, we're just all kinds of Discord. No, it's actually a social media app. What a name for it, right? But anyway, Discord is one of those social media apps. It just happens to have really good voice and video for big groups. And you don't have to be invited. You just go to the link and you can jump in anytime once you've been invited once. And then people can go in and chat. And normally on Fridays after the live stream, we jump in there and it's mayhem. It's free for all. But go on, head on over there if you're really if you want to do that, if you want to hang out afterwards. Everybody's gonna be over there having some wobbly pops and enjoying some time with each other and having some conversations. I'll be over there. I'll pop in, of course, as I usually do on Friday nights. It's Friday. Hello, everyone. Hello, Wildflower. I'm still not used to this. Like they're not putting people's handles up. It's everybody's @ mark these days. Not really keen on that. I like it with where people could just put the name that they want on there. But hey, it is what it is. Great time, lol. What are you saying, Peter? Started early, caught me off guard. Yeah, I was just like, okay. Normally I go on Fridays 5:30 and I set it for 6:30. I was busy all day, crazy day. I had big jobs on cars today at work, so I was plowing through that, getting all that stuff done, paying attention to what was going on in the news. Forgot the whole fact that we start early on Fridays. Well, we didn't tonight. Okay, so we're start at 6:30 as we've normally done for a very, very long time. TDS, that's Trump derangement syndrome, folks. Come on, we all know this. Trump derangement syndrome. Find a cure because it is rampant and it's been contracted. There was, I don't know. We still have to find the the little outbreak monkey. The patient zero from Canada. Still trying to figure that one out so we can get to the bottom of it. But in the meantime, we're still trying to find a cure. It is an blown out of the water epidemic like we've never seen before. Happy Friday, Clyde? Yeah, that's right. Canada is. Yep. Run, everybody, run. Yeah, that's the mission. That's really what's happening here. Patient zero. We're looking for that. We got to find it. Happy Friday. Absolutely. Happy Friday, everybody. Let me know where you're watching from, because I got a lot of new viewers that are tuning into the show. We got lots of people who've been around for a long time. Tell me not only where you're from, but how long you've been watching. How long you been watching? You new to the channel, or you been around for a minute? That's what I'd love to know. I'd love to know that. I know most of the notifications are going out on YouTube. I think there might be some people watching on Twitter, but it's weird because the Twitter chat doesn't really pop up in here. They're working on some stuff. I don't know what's going on that side of the thing, but that's the thing. Edmonton, watched for years. That's amazing. Watching from Windsor, Ontario. That's where I'm from. That's where I grew up. Southern Alberta since COVID. Oh my goodness, 4 years. Has it been that long? I've been doing that long. Oshawa, watching from since 2022-ish. And pretty much since the convoy. Oh wow. How do you pronounce that? Connaught? I don't know. Ontario? Patient Zero, downtown Toronto and Montreal. It's somewhere in there. We'll find it. It's happening. Watching from Cowtown, as always. Calgary since the convoy. Amazing. Several years. First saw your content on Instagram. Followed ever since. That's awesome. That's really cool. Because normally Instagram, the whole Instagram thing, it doesn't really translate. Same with TikTok. People find you on TikTok and then they never look for you on YouTube, that sort of thing. Peter from Edmonton, member for 7 months, saying from the Edmonton NDP hellhole. That's right, but for how long? For how long, my man? Still like Viva, but Clyde is my favorite by far. Okay. Why not Viva anymore? Viva's great. Is it... okay, I know I'm talking to Loretta. It's not because he moved to America, because some people hate Viva now because he's left Canada. It's a Canadian thing. It's a crabs in the bucket thing, and I can't help that. And I'm moving to America, and I know that there's going to be a whole chunk of the audience that's going to say, Clyde, you're a sellout. I know, Loretta. I know you're in Texas. But there's a whole Canadian swath of people that are like, if you leave Canada, you're no longer whatever. Everything you've ever done in life you're dead to me, kind of thing. And it's like, well, I can't help people that have been indoctrinated so drastically by whatever it is that makes them hate America so much. It is what it is. Canada has that. It's not just Trump derangement syndrome. It's America derangement syndrome. It's success derangement. It really is. And I notice it a lot. I see anytime somebody's doing well, other Canadians, they have this like knee-jerk reaction to be like angry that somebody's doing well instead of good for you, and it lends to a lot of bad stuff like I've been seeing lately with people blaming certain groups for being successful. Listen, if a group is successful at a thing, look at what the group does. Look at what the group is doing to become successful. Don't just get mad at them and think that there's a conspiracy to screw you out of what you're doing. Like, get up, look at what they're doing, and say, how can I do that? And if I did that, do you think I'll be successful too? I bet you would. Good evening, Clyde. Hello from my house in Medicine Hat. House arrest in Medicine Hat. Welcome, Tamara. It's so good to see you. Welcome. How's house arrest? How's that treating you? I know it's funny. I'm laughing, but I mean it's only a matter of time before you're out. You're out, and you're gonna be good. And I'm gonna be bugging you to come join us down in the land of the free, because I'm gonna be doing that quite a bit. This is gonna be a big theme of the channel, by the way. For those freedom-oriented people, maybe go where some of that is. That's going to be a big theme moving forward. It's been interesting. I bet. Absolutely bet. It's a big thing. What do we got? Why? That's why everyone in Canada hates Saskatchewan and Alberta, man. You're right. It's the crabs in the bucket. They don't like success. They think you did something. You're cheating somehow. You've cheated everyone else out of the good stuff. It's like, no. They found the secret to success. And it's weird. It always hides in the strangest places. Like, I don't know, like in your work boots. Right behind the elbows where you get that grease from. G-Meister, member for 41 months, watching for a minute now. Edmonton, still better than nothing. Tamara is amazing. Awesome. I love it. It's communism. It absolutely is. It totally is. It's communism. I've been calling this out for a while now. Actually, a while. I love this. I just saw this before going live. This is hilarious. This is where do we go? Where the chat go? There we go. Elbows up, elbows up. This was actually in response to a tweet that I put out today. Pretty soon, Canada will be the same communist utopia that every successful communist regime has created. The same. The exact same. Oh my goodness. I'm getting texts from Drew Coover. If you guys know who Drew Coover is, big shout out to Drew. He's been doing a lot when it comes to addiction and recovery, that sort of stuff. And he's been doing a lot of content on that. I'm actually meeting up with him tomorrow down on Hastings in the heat of all the everything happening. And I'm going to do an interview with him on location. And we're going to be talking about what the situation is down there. You'll get to see it. We'll be walking it. We'll be walking right through it. It's wow. It is something else. Trish Peru with a $6.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Trish. Not fussy about Trump. The thing I love about him is that he is on his 8th peace treaty. Hit the like button, everybody. Yes, thank you so much. He is on his 8th peace treaty. Look at all the peace that he's bringing around the world. Remember that guy who's going to like drop the bomb and it's going to be World War III and all of that stuff we were warned about? Yeah, it turns out record peace deals. Record peace deals. That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, so let's get into some of this stuff. Actually, on this thread, pretty soon Canada will become the same communist utopia that every successful communist regime has created. Let's get into the theory about communism. This is Communism Explained. Love this. This is probably the best explanation ever done. This is exactly why communism always fails.
Here's the logic that goes into that's not real communism. Imagine we're going to bake a cake. I got this recipe. According to the recipe, it's going to cure everything. Everybody's going to be happy. Surely, whoever came up with this recipe must be the best baker of all time. Well, that's where you're wrong. Homie never baked a cake ever. His name was Carl. He wrote this book. We'll call it The Cake Baker's Manifesto. We're going to go to Eli's house. We're going to bake this cake. I'm going to pull out the cake pan. I'm going to take a shit in it because that's what the recipe says to do. We're going to stick it in the oven at 450. We're going to pull it out. We're going to eat it. Guess what? It's going to taste like. And you know what? It's Eli's fault because Eli's oven up my cake. So we're going to burn Eli's house to the ground. Then we're going to go to Cody's house. We're going to bake the cake at Cody's house exactly how I just tried it at Eli's house. Guess what happens? It tastes like. So we're going to burn Cody's house down. Then we're going to go to Brandon's house. Brandon's going to be like, Nick, maybe, just maybe, it's the recipe and not everybody's oven. At which point I'm going to inform Brandon that you're uneducated and that you should read a book and go to college because if you did, you would know that this recipe was going to work perfectly, even though it never fucking has ever in the history of mankind.
This is exactly why communism. That's exactly it. You just never baked the cake right. You didn't follow the recipe to the T. That's it. We just got to burn it down and we got to try another cake. We get another cake going. And this time we're going to build the cake in Canada. You know, the last cake was made in Venezuela, I guess. And isn't that working out? We'll be talking about that when Rudy joins the show later. So wait for that. Wait for that because that's coming. But in the meantime, I'm still getting more messages from Drew. He's sending me a bunch of stuff. We'll get to that in a little bit here. But I wanted to go through some of this stuff. So actually, what was it? I wanted to mention. Oh, am I losing my spot in my queue that I've created so handily? So I could get on the right topic at the right time. Yes, I screwed up my whole queue, but let's get into this. Communism is a cult then. Yeah, you don't think. The Ukrainians know about this stuff too. Yeah, they dealt with it during the 30s and 40s and yeah, way after. It's definitely something that they know a thing or two about. Let them eat cake. Yeah. Everyone loves cake. Hi from Tennessee. Hey, Tennessee. How you doing? BB10. Good to have you. Black Forest cake. Yeah. Canada's Bud Light. Say what? Canada is the Bud Light of the G7 and Carney is the Dylan Mulvaney driving it into the dirt when the woke Been 10 years broke. Alberta loves Tamara. Wow, there's a lot of statements all in the same little bit. Anyway, let's get into this. So, Donald Trump has got to be the most charitable person ever. Let's just say, like, even when it comes to his political enemies, man, the guy is just so charitable. While other people are awkward when they get around him because they said some really bad stuff, he's still just such a nice guy. And this meeting that he had with Mamdani, the Mamdummy from New York City. Well, whoops. My bad. Just hit the wrong button. Went getting haywire on us tonight. Let's get into this. Let's go over to the other screen. We got to go over here, and this is where it's amazing. He's just such a charitable person. The reporter puts the Mamdummy on the spot because Mamdummy called Donald Trump a fascist. Now this guy is a communist. I mean, he's a socialist. And he's like full-blown socialist. He's talking about like usurping the means of production, seizing the means of production, all of this stuff. Right up there with, Lenin, like that kind of stuff. And Lenin was quoted, the goal of socialism is communism. But nonetheless, he called Trump a fascist, and the reporters called him on this, put him on the spot, and just watch this interaction. It's amazing.
To Stephen Nelson, he asked about your comment calling the president a fascist, and your answer was, both President Trump and I have been clear about our positions and our views. Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay, you can just say yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay. It's easier. It's easier than explaining it. I don't mind.
And Mr. President, I wanted to ask you... to Stephen.
He's just straight up, it's easier than explaining it. Just say yes. Just say yes. Give him that. Like that's all you need to say. Don't worry about it. You got it. I love it. Just like, he could have totally made that like the most horrible moment for Mamdummy, but he didn't. He's just like, whatever. Just say yes. We'll move on. We'll get past this. We're not even gonna have to deal with it. And then, Trump just looks super charitable now. He just looks like a good guy all around. Looks like a nice guy, even to a freaking communist, right, from New York, who's he's using communism to get his way into the thing because people are idiots, and you promise them more stuff, they'll get votes. That's exactly what it is. But I just got to throw this out there. Trump, what a nice guy. What an absolutely nice guy. He's a Marxist. What is the difference? There is no difference. Socialist, Marxist, communist. Some people will say democratic socialists. Well, what was the original party from Vladimir Lenin? It was the Democratic Socialist Party. All right, we use those words in a different order or whatever, but whatever. It's exactly what it is. It's all the same. It's all the same. The main goal is eliminating property ownership and putting all property ownership into the hands of the state. Whether it's an oligopoly or a monopoly or just a authoritarianism, it always ends up the same. And it's that shit cake that we were talking about earlier. The goal of socialism is always communism. Absolutely. That's exactly it. No, Trump is BRICS agent on USA. Whoa! Everybody get their tinfoil hats. Maybe we should do. Is that a moment? Should we have like I need to get Pee Wee Herman a button for Pee Wee Herman when we get those moments, and then Steve's Hyde, member for 27 months. Look at that. That's amazing. It also helped Mamdummy. I think that's the name. That's his name now. I think that's his name. I misspoke and called him that, but whatever. I think that works. It also helped Mamdummy that opponents sucked hard, almost like it was planned, but would never say that. Yeah, but wasn't he running out? He was running against Cuomo or whatever. Yeah, I mean, establishment guy. Yeah, that's the thing. Clyde, that's why we love you. These last words. Which last words? Which ones? Lol Mum Dummy. Yeah, that's the best name for him. the amazing Zorhan, the mum dummy. Well, you'd have to be to fall for socialism. I mean, you know what? I give credit to people back in like the, I don't know, the 1930s when they never heard of socialism. They've only seen, small pockets of capitalistic, countries. They've seen, serfdom or slavery their entire lives. And then somebody comes along with this idea called socialism, and it all sounds great at the time. We would just have to share. If everyone just shares, well, it'll be great. And then, yeah, that's great. And then they tried it, and millions, literally millions of people died. Literally millions. Not because it went bad, because it was bad. Not because it was going well and then somebody took over and it went in a different direction. No, it's because they followed it to the T. The more they followed it to the letter of communism, the more people died. The more they moved away from it, the less people died, but still died because they still had it. It's unbelievable. I can't stress this enough. It's crazy. I've got pages closing off on me. What's going on? Are we good? We're good? All right, we're we're still rolling. We're still rolling. My chat's gone flat. It took a crap. Reload. Come on. Reload chat. There we go. We got it going. I don't know what happened. There was just like a little thing there. Happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday. Hey, look, welcome to the live chat. Remember, guard your privacy and abide by the community guidelines. Chat crashed. Yeah. Chat did what communism does when it actually comes into power. Oh, goodness. All right. So, yeah, let's get into some more of this stuff. So, I love this. This was a tweet that went out by number two. Number two. He's the greatest. He's not as good as number one, but he's number two, and he'll probably be number one in 2028. Well, we're all hoping. We think it's a good one. It really is a good one. Number two. So what did number two have to say? Well, number two got on the Twitter and he said some words, and boy, people freaked right out because they don't like to hear the truth. And a bunch of people really, really liked what was said because it's true. And that's just the reality of the situation. Now, while I'm sure the causes are complicated, no nation has leaned more into diversity is our strength. We don't need a melting pot. We have a salad bowl, immigration insanity, than Canada. Amazing. Amazing. I love this. It has the highest foreign-born share of the population in the entire G7, and its living standards have stagnated. That's a term. They've gotten worse. They've gotten much, much worse. Just talk to a local and they'll tell you things are a lot worse than they were only a decade ago. And it looks like it's stagnated. But that's the thing. So what happened in Canada? Michael A. Arrott, and I should follow this guy because he sounds like a smart guy, because JD Vance is tweeting him, quote tweeting him. What happened in Canada will be studied for many historians and economists as the prime example of self-destruction of otherwise prosperous nation after blindly following left ideology. It absolutely is the case. It's really, really something else. JD Vance adding to this, and with all due respect to my Canadian friends whose politics focus obsessively on the United States, your stagnating living standards have nothing to do with Donald Trump or whatever boogeyman the CBC tells you to blame. The fault lies with your leadership elected by you. You elected them. That's right. Quit with the TDS, Trump derangement syndrome. It's your own fault. It's your own fault. It's really something. And you know what? I like to think that great minds think alike, because it was only this morning I pulled out this graph. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. It was only this morning that I pulled out this graph. And what was I talking about? I was talking about what I ended up replying to JD Vance in this thread. I said, Canadian-born skilled tradesmen are looking for a way out of this hellhole. The USA has a shortage of trades trainers. We could work out a deal, and I don't mean the government. I don't mean work out a deal with the government. I mean work out a deal with the tradesmen themselves. Work out a deal. And boy, am I already on this path. I am already on this path. This is the direction that I've been going. And I know it's largely unpopular. I got a lot of people giving me pushback. You're a traitor, Clyde. You're stealing our skilled tradespeople from Canada, and you're taking them to the United States with you. And to which do I respond? They're not yours to steal. Canadian citizens are not yours to steal. They are free people, and if they're enticed by better standards of living and a way to pass on their education and their training to other people for a great life, it's absolutely their choice. It's absolutely their choice, and if they're given the opportunity, which I'm going to work my ass off to make sure that they have this opportunity, because who are my people? Who are my people? I want to say this out loud. Who are my people? My people are tradesmen, journeymen, my fellow journeymen. You are my blood, my sweat, my tears. This is the life I've lived for a very long time. Why was I so enthralled? Why was I so obsessed with what was going on with the Freedom Convoy when that happened? Because it was my people. It was my people doing it. And I know a lot of people have taken on the moniker of, whatever. I am the convoy, and I'm the fringe minority of people. You're not my people. You know what I mean? Especially when you turn around and throwing those daggers in people's backs. These are my people, and I am going to stand with tradesmen every step of the way. Don't you think that I'm leaving Canada and I've forgotten you because you're coming with me. You're coming with me as long as you want to. And I'm going to make this possible as much as I can. As much as I possibly can. Because I know that there's a giant trade shortage in the United States, and this is my mission. And I am not wavering from this one. So I put this out on social media. I said, to my fellow Canadian journeyman skilled trades workers, if I were to find a way for you to pack up your things in Canada for a better life in the USA, in exchange, you would train and work and train the next generation. Would you take up the offer? This is a great offer. This is something that's not on the table just yet. There are variations on ways of making this work in the immediate, but they're not just straight up like come down, work, and have apprentices and you will get you your visa. That's not on the table yet, but we're working. And I'm not the only one working on this. I have a team of people, and we are going full bore. I'll be in Texas in the beginning of next month, and I am making this work. I'm making this happen, and I'm doing it for you. I don't have to. Like, I really want you guys to know this. I don't have to. I'm doing this because I love my fellow tradesmen. It becomes a fraternity once you actually get in and you become a Red Seal, a certified, or whatever it is that your trade gives you a certification for. Once you are there, it's like a fraternity. You're there for life, and everybody that's in it with you is your brother. That's the way we do things. Who here is joining the Farmers Convoy tomorrow? So I'll be on Hastings tomorrow, but I got some people I'm going filming with. If we can find our way to one of the locations where they'll be, I'm going to try to make my way over to that, but there's no guarantee. There's absolutely no guarantee. So I just wanted to say, I put this out here. This is still a work in progress, but we will be working around the clock to make this available for my fellow journeymen. Give Sandro a call and sign up at movetotheusa.com. That's the Bridge Consultant Group. I'm working with them to excuse me. What is what is happening? I'm working with them to make this a possibility because I care this deeply about it. This is something that's been on my mind. It's been something that's been very, very sacred to me. And look at me, I'm double. It's like Inception, Clyde. What's going on? That's happening. But listen, like thousands, like I don't know if it's thousands, but like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of replies, like 600 replies just on that tweet alone, telling me, hell yeah, I'm definitely down for this. This is something that I would sign up for. There's also a lot of people calling me a traitor and whatever, all these other things. People asking me what school I went to. That's great. I went to BCIT, fantastic school, by the way. If you're in the Lower Mainland in British Columbia and you want trade school, highly recommend go to that school. Very, very good. Asking simple questions. Are the trade certificates transferable at the moment? No, they're not transferable currently. We're working on that. We'll see how this works. All trades in Alberta are making really good money. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, making good money. But, to another thing that I've been saying is like, to all the people, and I'm fully supportive of the independence movement in Alberta, but have a plan B. No sensible person has a plan A only. Have a plan B. Figure out what it is that you're going to do if that doesn't happen and that doesn't work out. Do you want to be a highly paid tradesman in Alberta paying Ontario and Quebec for the rest of your days so that they can do whatever it is that they do over there? Sit on the dole, give your money away to people in Zimbabwe to tell them not to poop on beaches. Like this is a thing. You want other to have a good opportunity. Nothing wrong with that, Clyde. Absolutely. I don't want to just take off and be like, bye-bye, see ya, I'm having a great time. No, I want to make this available to more people. Not only that, I want America to flourish. Like, let's just be honest. I want America to flourish because that's definitely going to be the case. America will flourish if we get more tradespeople. Canada is already on the decline. I mean, we just looked at it, right? Canada is already on this decline. Tradespeople leaving Canada is not going to change that. It might make it worse, maybe, but it's not going to, like, sticking around ain't going to make it better. That's absolutely the case. Ain't going to make it better. Gender sensitive rice farming, right? Justified 100%. Thank you. Where is the Ontario farmers protest happening? I don't know. I'm not sure. So if anybody in the chat can fill that in for, sorry, who was that? Was that John? After I wrote my journeyman ticket, I went to the Beacon and watched Missy Dupree spit ping pong balls and drink draft beer. Oh, congrats, brother. Congrats. I know exactly what you're talking about. Clyde, I have 4 Red Seal TQs. I can fall back on any one of them. The whole point of this and what I'm pitching, right? And believe me, I'm not the only one behind this, and I've got some people that I'm meeting up with when I get down there. And when I get down there, I'm going to be talking with some people. The main purpose of this is not so that you could go down there and work and make a crap ton of money. That's going to be the result, but that's not the purpose. The purpose is so that you get down there and you train the next generation. There is no mechanism currently that guarantees that, and that's what we're working on. We're working on something that will be mutually beneficial to everyone involved. So when it comes to industry leaders, when it comes to journeymen, and it comes to apprentices, everyone needs to benefit from this so that everything lines up. And this is what we're going to make possible. I'm going to try to get in touch with Mike Rowe. I got his contact today, so hopefully I can get through to him. This is I'm serious about this. I'm moving to Texas, and I'm going to make this a huge mission. On top of that, I'm going to make it a huge mission to make sure that Texas does not do what Canada did with the temporary foreign worker scam, because there are some people that are trying to pull that in Texas as we speak, and I'm going to be loud and proud and at the legislature in Texas saying, I come from Canada, where half the place turned into a foreign country because they just wanted cheap labor. Don't go down this path. This is not where you want to go. Absolutely not where you want to go. And this is not where we're going to go. This is not where we're going to go moving forward. But hey, what loud, proud, and out. Yeah, I'll be loud, proud, and out and about at the Texas legislature talking about this, informing Texans about what happens when you import the third world. Absolutely. Because last time I was in Texas, last time I was there a few months ago, and we went to a bunch of places where there's like entry level position people, kids working at these places, and we asked them, like, how is it here? How do you like it? And the main thing that I noticed, they were all American, all of them, all American, young people, and they were all very happy in their jobs, and they were being paid pretty damn good, which is crazy. Like, imagine getting paid $20 an hour at an entry level position, USD. What is that? It's like $27 an hour. It's crazy. That's what happens when you don't import the third world. What do we got here? I don't even know how to pronounce that, but thank you. Member for 2 months. It's like is that riff raff something like that. Member for 2 months. That Sterling Canadian Shield guy seems to have his head on straight. Can you collaborate with him sometime? I like that guy. I tried to reach out to him before. I didn't get a response. I'll try reaching out to him again. If you guys could reach out, say, I'd love to do a show with them. Absolutely. Oh, just Riff Raff? Okay, we'll just go with Riff Raff. But yeah, Canadian Shield, I think he's fantastic. He's super down to earth. He's not very showy, and he's very just right to the meat of the crux of his discussion that he wants to have. So I really enjoy his content. I've been teaching people how to fix their how to fix their own crap for years. Get me in, Clyde. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna make this I'm gonna try to make this available to. This is the goal, to all journeymen that can prove that they are journeymen. This is gonna be the thing. And I think the other criteria we're working on is Canadian born, so it doesn't become another immigration scheme that people will try to use tech schools and trade schools to get into the United States through Canada, because they know Canada's immigration laws are out to lunch. Like, what the hell? As JD Vance just pointed out today. Texicans, yeah, there you go. What's wrong with the trades in Canada? There's a lot of work, except all the housing shut down in Toronto and British Columbia. Well, you're not building houses if you're doing construction. That's slowing right down. A lot of people are looking for work. But yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with the trades in Canada. The problem is Canada. The problem is people that worked very hard to get themselves ahead, that are paying. Yeah, there you go. You nailed it right there. 50% income tax. You nailed it right there. I don't think that it's worth the sacrifice that people put into getting their trade certificate to stick around. I think they should move on. It's sorry, it's not you, it's me. That's one of those. Clyde, you could open up a trade school in Texas. I'm thinking bigger. I don't want to just open up a school for me and a couple of people. I'm thinking bigger. We're gonna do something big, and it's not just gonna be automotive. It's gonna be all trades. That's what we're working on. So wow, that's the way it goes. So hey, listen, we've got another topic to talk about today, because I know Canada is doing the old FAFO because we screwed ourselves on immigration. That's crazy. Now people want to leave. People, doctors, lawyers, they were first to go. Business people, first to go. People with any sensibility or a business that isn't locked to Canada geographically, already gone. Already gone. See you later. They're already gone. Who's the next to leave? Skilled workers. Skilled workers on their way out. I'm going to facilitate that. That's the thing. FAFO. This is what happens. It's the Laffer curve, you know? And there's another country that saw this all happen, but it happened a long time ago. And then what happens next? Well, a country like that turns into a giant cesspool of criminality and that kind of thing. We're seeing that happen here in Canada. We're seeing that happen with the cartels coming in and moving in and doing their business here. Manhunt for a Canadian that's being compared to El Chapo now. That's incredible. It's incredible. But where else have we seen this? We've seen this somewhere else. Well, to talk about that today, actually, I need to make sure that I fix something here just before we get into that. Whoa, because I almost caught myself off guard. That would have been terrible. But I need to make sure that those things are good, and then we're good. To talk about this today, I want to bring in my good friend, Rudy. Rudy.
My friend. How's it going, brother? Good to see you. Good to be back.
How do you like the new merch? TDS.
From hilarious.
And I got the ribbon on there, and
it's on your merch, like in your website.
That's right. Yeah, I got the Trump derangement syndrome. Find a cure shirts.
Nice.
I had to get one of these. You know what's even funnier? And before we get into Venezuela and everything that you've been covering about that, because you've been doing a bang up job. And for everybody that doesn't know you, it's Rudy Cast on YouTube. What's the English speaking channel that you have? Because that's in Spanish.
Well, I mean, I published even our video, the one that we made there. I did it also in Spanish. But the name is the same. It's a Rodicast Wars. That's the name. But the thing is, I post like 2 videos or 3 videos, and I didn't have the time to keep posting. But that's what I'm trying to do. I want to talk to you about that. Okay. That's why I want to travel to British Columbia, because I really want to meet you there, and also Alex Saltain. Let me make sure that I'm pronouncing it correctly. Is Saltain?
I'm gonna start calling him that now from now on. Alex Saltain.
Oh my god! I always get in trouble pronouncing his last name. I don't know, like it's Alex. Alex.
Yes, Alex Zoltan. I'm just saying it with a English North American accent. You're saying it with a little pizzazz, because you got a little Venezuela behind it.
I still having my Latino accent.
Don't give up on it, man. Keep it.
I love it, man. I spend my entire life speaking Spanish only. Yeah. So it's normal that I still have this accent. Just to hi to everyone that is watching your channel right now. Like from time to time, when I have the time, I come here, to get the updates, on what is going on, really, like what is going on in Canada these days. But yeah, like I've been, for how long have I been Canadian now? Less than a year, okay, just a few months since I became since I become Canadian, and I recently. Well, my family recently got the passport.
Now. You're a citizen. You've been in Canada for a number of years, but you're
now
a Canadian citizen.
9 years now in Canada. In August next year, we're gonna turn 10 years there. Well, here in the country, and I'm still waiting for my passport, which might be arriving soon. My wife, my kids, they have the passport. And we're happy, but I really, really want to get serious with Canadian politics, because I mentioned this to you before. Like, this might be the case of a lot of people right now. We moved to Canada, and the problem is that we moved to the country, but our mind, is still in the other country. We're still trying to solve problems in another country, right? So, and I'm not feeling, too good about it. I feel that as a Canadian, yeah, we need to care about what is going on here, right? But right now there are a lot of stuff happening in Venezuela, as you know. I watched your video. Thank you for also, taking care of what is going on in the Caribbean Sea right now, Venezuela, in between
Trying
Venezuela
my
and the United
best,
States.
but this is why I bring you on, because I want to find out more the nuance, more of the intricacies of this story. We only know
There are
what we
so
see,
many
and
things.
that's it, right?
Yeah, no, I mean there are so many things that I want to tell you, and also your followers here in the channel.
Before we
There,
do that, though,
yeah,
did you bring communism with you?
no, bro,
I'm joking.
no, I'm
So
escaping
what?
from
How
it.
does that feel that you were escaping communism in Venezuela, and then you
Yeah,
come to a country that starts going communist? And meanwhile, it looks like there might be an end to communism in Venezuela coming up soon.
well, we need to talk about it because there
Yeah.
are a few things that probably, if you take everything the media is saying from the state, like CNN. I just recently launched. I dropped a video on my channel talking about an article that CNN posts on his on their website. If you believe everything the media says, about what is going on, you're gonna get, crazy reading these articles, because one day they are talking about the Maduro is about to, uh, be removed, from the power, and the next day, the same media outlet, they are talking about how awful Donald Trump is, and how awful is everything that he's doing, that he's against humanity, and even some people in the States is saying that Maduro, the dictator of Venezuela, is even conservative. That the guy is conservative. The guy is right wing. He's crazy. I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you.
I'll tell you how the spin works, right? So if the left-wing media sees Maduro as a bad guy, or any character around the world as a bad guy, they want to spin that as that person's right wing, because the media in North America is left-wing, so they want to say, oh, that guy's bad, he's definitely right wing. I mean, like they say this about the leaders during, the classic leaders during the 30s and 40s, right? The old funny mustache guy from Germany. They try to say he's a right wing character. How is he right wing? He was a socialist, a devout socialist, by the way. It was the German Workers' Socialist Party, right? And you're like, somehow that's right wing. Well, because he was racist, it's right wing. Like, what are you talking about? Left people can be racist too. Absolutely. In fact, a lot of them always were. I mean, we know this. We know this about the Cuban Revolution. They were very racist in that revolution. Che Guevara writing extensively about how he hated black people, gay people, all this stuff. That's the norm. It seems like when there's a communist revolution, racism is some sort of play in that. But it's crazy. So that's part of the spin. They always try to spin it as like anybody who's bad is left wing, or sorry, right wing. But then sometimes they'll say that Maduro is a good guy just because he's arguing with Trump, and they hate Trump so much, so they'll try to paint it as if Maduro's not doing. He's sending boats over through the Caribbean. And we're talking speedboats, cigarette boats full of narcotics, and it's obvious. And Trump takes them out, and they're like, "Wow, it's just." Maduro says they're fishing boats. I mean, it sounds like fishing boats to me. I mean, why wouldn't we just believe Maduro, right? Like, it's unbelievable.
Incredible. Yeah, no, it's amazing how these people, like the media, the mainstream media, try to spin this around and say, the Donald Trump is blowing, out fishermen, like fishing boats. But it's not true. I mean, you've seen the picture, you've seen the videos. These are boats that might cost like, $500,000, $1 million. If it's a modified boat, it depends of the, the stuff that they can carry in that boat, and how fast they can go, and
they're
everything.
Freaking
right?
Ferraris, man. They're not like, they're not a fishing boat. It's crazy.
So to try to let's start from the beginning,
Okay.
because there are so many things flying right now. Look, I have, for example, I always print the news that come from the media, and I keep it with me, in case I forget something. For example, right now there's information that is coming from Colombia that say that apparently they're willing to help Maduro to escape, justice. They're willing to take Maduro, like, not forcibly, like they're willing to negotiate with Maduro to take him to Colombia, and so essentially they're trying to help Maduro. Petro, who is the president of Colombia, is another communist, is another commie. He used to be also he used to work for how you call it, like a cartel in Colombia as well, right? Something like that. He's related with cartels in Colombia. He doesn't like he doesn't like to be identified, as like that these days, because now he's the president of Colombia. I don't know what's going on in Latin America, that we always tend to go with the bad people, the bad guys. But that's something that happens often in Latin America.
We do it here. We do it here too. It's just they try to play it off like they're not the bad guys,
Yeah, well, so that is that. Colombia. The other news is the Pentagon. The Pentagon. The Department of War. Sorry, the Department of War.
That is the Pentagon. Yeah, that comes directly.
Well, it's the same. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Says that the army in the United States has new options to pursue Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela, whatever that means. Because to me, I don't know. I feel that the United States is kind of like playing as well with Venezuelans, because I feel I heard Donald Trump today saying that he's willing to meet with Maduro, and he just wanna tell him something very specific. He said that he cannot disclose, of course, what he's gonna say to Maduro, but he said that that's not happening. Like, it's happening in the future, in the near future. He didn't say when. He's not talking about tomorrow, this week, which is confusing, because next week on Monday, November 24, right? Yeah, November 24. So they're gonna designate Cartel of Sons as a FTO, right? A foreign terrorist organization. And
which cartel is this? Sorry,
the Cartel of the Sons is el Cartel de los Soles in Spanish. Cartel of Sons is like this one is the one that exists before Tren de Aragua. Before Tren de Aragua was Cartel of Sons, which is a cartel where most of the members are militaries. It's the militaries. They are members of this cartel, and Nicolas Maduro, as the command-in-chief, he is part of this cartel, right?
Okay.
And so I mean, there are so many things. It is confusing to track everything, to follow what is happening right now, and it's also difficult to predict what is going to happen, on the next days, like next week. If you ask me what are Venezuelans feeling right now, I tell you this: Venezuelans are very hope that the United States are going to help us to get rid of Maduro. Hopefully, yes. I'm wishing and I'm praying, I'm praying every day for this, because yes, we need help. We don't have guns. We don't have a way to defend ourselves. These people had taken over Venezuela. And I mean, it's been more than 25 years with these people. It's difficult for us. I mean, we need help. And
remember this, folks. Like, remember this. Every time a politician comes and says, "We're taking your guns away for your safety," like, this is no. If a regime were to take over a country, the most important thing is that everyone be armed, and not only be armed, be able to know how to use the items that they have. and this is illegal in Canada. I don't know if you're aware of this, but it's illegal to practice like military type drills or things like that with firearms. It's absolutely illegal to try to assemble militias, this kind of thing. This is actually what the Second Amendment protects, because as we know, a well-regulated militia is the purpose of the Second Amendment, is the idea that every citizen should have their right to bear, they have the right to bear arms. And it's very important because it is essential for them to assemble militias. And that was the whole point. The whole point is that you never know, but you might have to take up arms against your own government one day. And that's the doctrine behind it. And this is a perfect example of why the Second Amendment should be protected everywhere. Gun rights need to be protected in every country, because we don't want to end up in a situation like Venezuela right now, where you have a militaristic cartel that just takes over.
Yeah, no, it is true, and that is very important. Unfortunately, like in Venezuela, we have a fake opposition. That's what we have in Venezuela. We had that, we have been working with these politicians that they play a role pretending that they are against the dictatorship, but instead they're being working with the dictatorship, and that's how we end up having 25 years of this, right, tyranny in Venezuela.
Wow,
there is an
so
section.
familiar.
Yeah, well, there is an section though, and also have some, how can I say it without sounding like I'm trying to attack this person? You probably know who is Maria Corina Machado. She
Yes.
won the Nobel Prize this year, right? If you ask me why Maria Corina Machado won the Nobel Prize, I don't know how to answer that question. People say that is because she unified Venezuelans against these people that is, that has taken, power everywhere in Venezuela. And the thing is that right now we are waiting for her, to do what she promised, which is free Venezuela. Yet we haven't, seen that, as is very clear, and we're waiting for that. And I just learned today that they are organizing right now, kind of like rallies in different countries, and this is including Venezuela as well. They're organizing rallies to support Maria Corina Machado because she's pretending to go to Oslo, to get the prize, the Nobel Prize.
No, you said pretending to go. What do you mean by that?
Because to my knowledge, she's still hiding in Venezuela, and she's been saying for years that she cannot leave Venezuela, she cannot leave the country, because if she tried to leave the country, something might happen to her, because the dictatorship, have been trying to, do something to her, to take her to jail, right? So, and
do you think she's not actually in the country, and that she's just pretending to be in the country?
Right now, people, right now, that's what the dictatorship is trying to push. That's the information that the dictatorship is pushing right now. So if you believe that, people that is in the opposition, they're gonna say, so you're probably working for the dictatorship, you're probably working for Maduro, because you are saying the same thing that the dictatorship is saying. But let me tell you this: last year, after the elections, after that, the guy that ended up winning, according to the tally sheets that we have, well, because Maria Corina Machado, she found a way to get the tally sheets, and that's how we know that we won the elections. So the elected president, he left Venezuela. He is in Spain. And you know how we learn about this? We learn about this because the dictatorship published pictures, video, information that he was leaving Venezuela. We didn't learn this because the opposition told us this. this information. It was the dictatorship, and I was very, very mad. I was really mad because how's that the opposition is not speaking clearly, of what is going on. So right now, the rumor is Maria Corina Machado is not in Venezuela. I choose to not believe what the dictatorship is saying right now. But at the same time, we don't know where is Maria Corina Machado, to be honest. People say that she is in the U.S. embassy in Caracas, Venezuela. But I don't know. I mean, nobody knows. So the question is, how is she gonna leave the country to travel and go and get the prize? And is she gonna be able to return back to Venezuela? Or is it Venezuela gonna be free next week, for example, or in 2 weeks? And then she's gonna be able to leave the country, and go and get the prize. And I don't care, she can go and get the prize. We're gonna be free, and she will, accomplish the goal, right, of free Venezuela. So, but now Trump is saying that that he's willing to meet Maduro to talk with him. All we have is speculations right now. That's all we have.
Yeah, I don't know how Trump would meet with Maduro. I mean, so there's a $50 million award on his head for his arrest. If Trump were to meet with him, the commander of the free world is only going to go where he knows he's secure, and where he's secure, they could just nab Maduro. There's no way that there's any sort of meeting place where the two parties would be secure at all. That's insolvable. That's not possible.
Okay, so really quick, this is what the dictatorship, does, or any tyrant in any country. Okay, they're gonna always try to confuse people, the population, right? Even inside the same party, like the opposition. Let's say here in Canada, the Conservative Party, they're gonna make you believe, right, that the party is against Carney, right? It's against Carney. But they might try not to vote and spoil the budget because it might go to an election. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting into Canadian politics right now. You're getting ahead of yourself.
Yeah. I'm getting way ahead of myself on that one. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no worries. It's okay. Yeah, no, but yeah, that's the point, right? The thing is that this new, I don't know how to call it, this new tyrannies, this new dictatorship that we have, 2.0, I don't know, 3.0, they work in a way that you cannot, you don't know who is your enemy. You never know who's your enemy. And the whole point of this is that you don't trust anything. You don't trust your party, you don't trust the leader, you don't trust nobody. You don't know who is going, and if you bear to talk bad about the party, you are the enemy, right? You are the enemy. You are dividing. That's the favorite word of some people. Every time
blowing my mind, man. I'm right there. I'm right there with you.
Yeah. No. So today, just today, I was in a library, and I went live. And I have another channel, a small channel. And I was talking with people, and I say this, hey, so just today, this morning, I'm talking about today, Maria Elvira Salazar, she's a congresswoman in the United States for the state of Florida, Maria Elvira Salazar. She said that the president of Venezuela is Maria Corina Machado, which is not true. We vote for, we wanted to vote for her, but she couldn't participate in the elections. The president elected, like the elected president of Venezuela, is Edmundo Gonzalez, which is the guy who left the country and is now living in Spain, right? I don't know why right now the United States is saying that Maria Corina Machado is the legitimate president of Venezuela. I actually have the video somewhere around. It's that was in Fox News, but I had to find it for you. So she said that And there was another person in the United States, in the government, who also said the same. So I don't understand what is going on. They probably don't trust now in Edmundo Gonzalez. Okay, just to recap, Edmundo Gonzalez is the elected president last year of Venezuela, who should be sitting on the presidential seat in Venezuela. So what is going on? Is it the United
like
States not trusting?
his life is in danger if he's in Venezuela, right? Because the regime at the regime wants him dead, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
but his narrative, like the narrative of the guy that is supposed to be working to free Venezuela, his narrative right now is it's like, oh no, we need to be peaceful with Maduro. We need to negotiate, we need to talk. We've been doing the same thing for over 25 years old. This guy is not going to leave the power talking. This guy, he's a master of lying, he always find a way to
Clearly not. Everybody knows he's a liar.
Yeah. like the guy is really smart, always finding the way to seat people. So, and you might ask, like, but why? How? Like, well, I mean, if the opposition is deep, if the opposition have been working with the dictatorship for so long, so the dictatorship might have, I don't know, videos, audios, information about them in corruption, and they might probably, say, if you try to, push this too far, we're gonna disclose everything. We're gonna show it to the world who you really are. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't have proof, to say that Edmundo Gonzalez is a traitor. No, I'm not saying this. Even though this morning I show my people, look at what this congresswoman is saying. It doesn't make sense. Why is she saying that Maria Corina Machado is the president, the elected president? Oh, I know why. Maybe because the other guy, the guy that is in Spain, is not doing absolutely anything for Venezuela, and he is going against Trump. He's going. You know what happened in January when Trump was taking, he was about to swear, those days? This guy went to the United States. He went to Washington, and he went only to meet Biden. He wasn't looking for Trump, who was the guy that was about to sit. So, and you might ask, and if there is a Venezuelan listening right now, probably might get offended, but this is the problem with our countries in Latin America. One of the problems that we have is that most of the time we export people that might tend to vote to the left, In Venezuela, we had never had a right-wing political party, because every time a right-wing political party in Venezuela tried to, try to do something, or try to at least organize, you know what happened? They, kill these people. They get rid of these people. In our history, in the last 100 years, we had never had a right-wing political party, not even conservative, not even liberal. Well, sorry, not liberal. Liberal is different here. I mean,
classical
like
liberal, classical liberal.
A party like Javier Milei in Argentina, something like that. That's what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah, and it's a crazy thing, because like a lot of English speakers, they hear the word liberal. It's been flipped on its head in an Orwellian way. Liberal actually means to preserve liberty, like the Liberty Party. But we can't even call it that anymore, because all the people that are liberals are communists. And it's like, well, what the hell? So yeah. When you say liberal in Spanish, it means like someone who actually
means something
wants
else.
Liberty. Yeah.
Yeah, it's different. In Latin America, it's different. So, so what? Okay, so let's go back again. Caribbean Sea, more than 80 people probably right now has died, according to the United States, on the attacks. More than 20 or 22 attacks so far on the Caribbean Sea. So what's next? That's the question. So what is next? Because Maduro still there, you know, like the guy still there in power. So what is next? So I mean, I'm giving this on up to until December the 10th, right? Because that's the date when Maria Corina Machado is supposed to go and travel to pick up the prize, the Nobel Prize. If I see that Maduro is still in power and Maria Corina Machado leave the country, I will say I think this is all. I think that nothing's gonna happen. And this whole thing was a bluff. Trying to, I know what the United States is trying to do. They're trying to pressure, you know, they're trying to intimidate Maduro so he can leave power. Hopefully there might be something really, you know, really important to happen in a few days. I'm crossing my fingers for that. And if you ask me what kind of stuff, well, we are waiting for something to explode in Venezuela, okay? And I'm trying to be real. Like, most Venezuelans are waiting for that. They're praying for that. Maduro is saying that we don't want that. We want peace. We want peace and peace and peace.
Yeah, we heard him. Not the war. Not the war.
Not war. Yeah, you heard that? He's trying to speak in English.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he say we want peace. We don't want war. We don't want war. Today he was dancing. He's a clown. Like, today he was dancing. You know, there is something that happened. He mentioned that he wanted to celebrate his birthday this Sunday in a really, really big and important stadium in Caracas, and now he canceled that because I guess, well, he might be afraid that something might happen. So I'm not saying that nothing's going to happen. The only thing I'm saying is that this is very dark. Our history in the last 25 years, 26 years is so dark that we don't know what to trust anymore. Like, we don't know what to trust anymore. So many commies, so many left-wing politicians jump into the right-wing party. We don't have right-wing parties in Venezuela, but Maduro always say, oh, they are the extreme right wing. You know, he say that we don't have right wings in Venezuela. Sorry, the word I forgot. The ideology. That's what I'm trying to say. The ideologies that we have in Venezuela, mostly they are left wing. You know, like they tend to be, you know, center or center left. We never.
That's what I was gonna ask you. I wanted to get into that. Like, when it comes to the people of Venezuela, how much appetite is there for what I would say libertarianism? You call it liberalism in Spanish. We have a different term for liberal because liberal means communist, but libertarian, I guess you could say, is like people who believe in free markets, that believe in entrepreneurialism, the idea of being business owners, whether you're the business owner itself or you know, an employee, but you just believe in the idea of businesses being able to operate in a marketplace. How much is there of that? Like, I know I'm guessing that the education for that is very sparse. It's not very much, but like we have, you look down to Argentina, right? Argentina dealt with socialists for a very long time, right? Since the 1940s, they've been dealing with socialism growing and growing and growing. And finally, somebody comes out, Javier Milei, with this idea of very limited government, markets, and enterprise as this like champion. And people are like, I've had enough of that crap. That socialism crap doesn't work. And maybe let's look at this enterprise thing. Is there any hope for that? Or is there any popularity or groundswell with the people of Venezuela, at least?
Well, I believe right now, yeah, I believe people definitely want to change. We are tired of.
But do they want responsibility, right? And that's the question. So, because that what comes with that is responsibility. And a lot of people, when they want change, they want something else to change and the free stuff to start coming in, right?
Yeah.
But do they actually want to say, like, screw off, get the government out of my life. I want to build businesses. I want to work and I want to do this stuff on my own, get the hell out of my way. Like that's what I mean by that.
Yeah. Well, from that point of view, I want to believe that we do, like, we want that kind of stuff. But at the same time, we my country, Venezuela, it is so used to be like kind of like Canada, like you get help for everything. Like you need universal healthcare, so you have it. You need money, to I don't know, for your kids. Okay, there's a program for that. Oh, you don't have money to study. Yeah, okay, let's give you money for that. Of course, all the money is coming from the taxpayers. Or in long time ago, well, it used to come from oil, right? When the oil industry in Venezuela was really big, like it was something else.
It still could be. It very much could be.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we want. We want to reactivate the companies, the oil sectors, we have so many stuff to offer to the world, right? There's so much money on the ground in Venezuela. It's just that these people, they're taking all, that they are not working for the people. They are working for themselves. They're filling their bank accounts everywhere in the world with that money. Like they sell our country to different foreign, organizations in other countries. Russia is there. China is there. Iran is there. Yeah, I mean, even Spain is there as well. So the thing is, Clyde, that I believe that, and this is what I said before, the Venezuelans, when we go to another country, most of the people that I know, okay, and I'm talking about my personal experience, there are Venezuelans, is, hardworking people, people that want to go to other countries and they don't want nothing for free. They're looking to work. They're looking to, get stuff, working, not for free. No, that they don't want the government to be, giving you stuff. But we have also a part of the population that is so used to, in the last 25 years, to get free stuff, right? That's the kind of people that I can tell they tend to vote to the left. And I think, I feel really bad for like almost 600,000 people right now in the United States that yesterday I was talking with somebody that is living in Miami, and he told me, I just got the email from the government about the TPS, the temporary protected status, right?
Yeah, it ended.
It ended. So, and he say, well, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, and this is and I'm talking about family.
How did he go into the United States? Did he go in just
legally? No,
legally.
No, this one he went legally. Because before all of the, like before, everything happened on at the border in the States. People used to go there legally, and you were able to ask for that protection, the TPS. So you were able to ask for that program. So yeah, I don't understand how it works, Clyde. Like these people that I know, this is a family that has different companies actually in Florida, and one of their companies is like is about bringing, like a paralegal company, like something like that, like bringing people legally to the country, right? So they even were living under the TPS, and now they got the email, and so I don't know why. It's just 600,000 people, and I had to say this: not all the people, right? Not all Venezuelans that went to States, Canada, in other countries are bad people. Okay, I would say most of the people are good people, hardworking people, people that just want an opportunity to to improve themselves and to and to have a better life. Unfortunately, there's a lot of bad people that mix in between. um
I would totally agree with you. I don't think that everybody that in fact, I think that a majority of the people are well-intentioned people. But when you enter, there was a lot of people that entered illegally. They just entered with false premises. They came in with a visitor visa, and then they quickly changed their status to whatever Biden gave away to them. And the intent was to stay. And that's visa fraud, right? Like if you come in with a visitor visa, but your intent is not to visit and return home, your intent is to stay, that's fraud. That's the way that works.
Yeah. I have some breaking news for Canadians, okay? For my fellow Canadians. I like to say that, fellow Canadians. Some breaking news. Yesterday I was on TikTok, I was scrolling videos, and I got this video. Is a Venezuelan who just arrived in Canada, and she is posting videos. I have the video, by the way. I have it here. I can send it to you right now.
Yeah.
Just give me,
Send it over.
one sec. Yeah. And she's posting videos on TikTok, kind of like teaching people, like Venezuelans, how to come to Canada and request the refugee status in Canada. And but the reason that she came here, where should I send this video to you? StreamYard?
You can send it in StreamYard. Yeah, I think there's
okay. I send the link on. I send you the link on StreamYard. So
there we go.
So she posts a video. She's posting different videos, like by episodes, something like that. And she's just right here. And so the reason that she came is because she also received the email that I was talking about the TPS. So what is that telling me right now? So, well, that tells me that we're probably going to receive a mass migration of not only Venezuelans, I guess different nationalities, of people that is receiving right now that email, and they're thinking on coming to Canada because Mexico, it's not the same. Let's just leave it like that, right? So she that video that you guys are watching there, in that video, that's the second part of a few videos. There's another one. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. You just explain it. I'm just showing the visual of it because most people won't understand it. It's in Spanish. But
I mean, what she's saying is basically how she, why she moved, how she moved, and one of the reasons also that she chose Canada, surprise, surprise, is because she's pregnant, right? And so yeah. Well, that's one of the reasons.
Wow, that's hilarious. Okay,
yeah.
so
I don't know.
Free healthcare and then anchor baby, right? I get it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I understand, that my fellow Venezuelans, they right now they are very worried, about this. I rather, to be honest, I'd rather, to help people that is, they're looking to come here legally, and not crossing the border illegally, because right now I think we just had to get ready. The government is going to receive all of them, apparently. She say in one of the videos that she got told at the border that she has 90 days, I think she said 90 days to prove, her request of refugee status, like the paperwork of why she's requesting that. I don't know if she's gonna say, "Oh well, Trump is kicking me out from the country, and I cannot go back to Venezuela," which makes sense, right now. But then why the United States is kicking people out if it's not safe to go back to Venezuela? So there are some things that are all messed up. Like, I don't get it. I don't know why so many people, is getting these emails. Um, like, I support Trump. Like, I'm in favor of legal migration, legal migrants, like, immigrants. Legal immigrants. I'm in favor of all of that, and I understand the problem that unfortunately my country caused. But it's not everyone's fault, like, it's not everyone's fault. So that's why I'm expecting.
Would it be satisfactory, like, if Trump were to say that women and children can remain behind with an extension on their visas, but warring age fighting men should go back and win freedom in Venezuela?
Well, I never heard that. It was that is a something to think about, and I think that might completely make sense. If you want your country. The thing is that how, like, you're sending people again. I'm not trying to like in I feel weird in this situation, because on one side I'm against all those people that cross the border illegally, even though I know why. But the problem is that some people really, trick the system. Like, they play to trick the system. They lie. They are not working. There's some people not working in the state. They're receiving money from the government. They don't want to work.
Or they're working under the table and they're receiving government money.
Clyde, but listen to this. I know people in the States right now. They living there, and they're working. Their job is having like 7, 10 cell phones, and working on social media like bots, posting anti-Trump stuff, posting Maduro is a good guy everywhere,
within the United States.
Yeah. I know people, there are so many things happening right now. I know people that is in the United States doing that, and they cross. How did they get inside the United States? How did they get there? Well, they crossed the border. Yeah, that's what they did. And they're living in the States, and their job is that. Who's paying for that? Well, I guess the dictatorship is paying them something for the work that they're doing, because they don't have a job. To my knowledge, they don't have a job. So, is that happening in Canada? Well, maybe. I don't know.
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt
it as well. Yeah, me neither.
Like, if it's happening in the US, I really don't think it would not be happening here in Canada.
Sometimes I feel, Clyde, that when I talk about this stuff, people might think that I'm a conspiracy theorist, that I'm making this up, no. And my people, when they listen to me, I try to be as objective as I can with my people, like with my followers, when I talk about this. And I get attacked by my own people, every single day. Just today, when I show the video of Maria Elvira Salazar, this congresswoman in the state, saying that, what people, and I say what I say about the elected president of Venezuela and Mundo. I say this. I believe that guy is a zero. Like, he is on the left, and he's a zero. Why? Because he hasn't done anything for us yet. And people argue with me like all the time and say, no, I mean, the guy did a lot. I mean, he participated in the elections. He sacrificed himself. Like, really? And what about the more than 800 people that is in jail right now after the elections? What happened with them? I don't see him fighting with them. I can give this to Maria Corina Machado, because she's still, I want to believe that she is in Venezuela still, fighting, resisting for us. And but I don't know, man, it's complicated. It's sometimes it's difficult. I try to say what is right. I say what is right, and people crucify me because sometimes, I say things that they don't want to hear. For example, they always say
the
me,
truth is hard to deal with sometimes. It really is.
yeah, the classic is you are dividing. We should unify, but you are dividing. And I ask, why or how am I dividing? No, because you shouldn't say that. This, like right now, it's not the moment to talk about that. So when is the moment? Like when? Like I don't get it. Like I'm just. I mean, if you don't like it, okay, go watch somebody else. But I mean, I want to say this because I believe this is important. And if you don't believe this is important, well, I'm sorry. I'm doing my best, to clarify.
I just really hope that Canadians are listening to this. And when I say that, I know that a lot of Canadians are listening to this, but I hope they're hearing everything under between the lines, right? Everything you're describing is stuff that's happening here in Canada. Everything that you're describing is happening here in Canada. Just speaking like saying it out loud will label you a divider. You're dividing up the right, or you're doing this stuff. And I'm just, just want to tell the truth
about Canada. I have something. I had another thing for you.
Yeah.
Long time ago, when I came here to your channel, I think it was the first time I mentioned a group that was created by Canada, actually to help Venezuela during Trudeau, during the Justin Trudeau, era. That the name of the organization, it was Lima Group, and it was based in Peru, okay. Latin America. So the Lima Group, I'm reading from Wikipedia right now, is a multilateral body that was established following the Lima Declaration on August 8, 2017, in the Peruvian capital of Lima. So that's how they came with the name. Very smart, like Lima Group, right?
Mm-hmm.
So where representatives of 12 countries met in order to establish a peaceful exit to the ongoing crisis in Venezuela. Remember this, 2017. We are in 2025. What happened with the support that we were getting from Canada in comparing to that moment? And you know who was in charge of that? But from who was representing Canada in that moment in that group? Christian Freeland. He was the one that was in charge of this group. In that moment. So my question is, what happened with Canada and the support that and also the often condemnations against Maduro and the regime of Maduro and everyone there in the pursuit of freedom in Venezuela and freedom of speech in Venezuela? What happened with that? So I'm very curious why Canada these days, they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to help us. They don't want to say anything against Maduro. They're not saying anything. They're really quiet. The government is not saying anything. So I don't know, man. After 2020, 2021, those years, really bad years in humanity, for history. After that, I feel Canada is, like as you say, it's looking very close to what we have been living in Venezuela. Of course, it's not the same,
No.
but well, I don't know. Maybe one day we will wake up and we're gonna see the same thing. I don't know, like in the future, right? So there's a guy in the state that has a YouTube channel. He traveled around the country, and he always say that if you don't use your rights, so you're gonna lose them. You're gonna lose them, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna lose your rights because rights are like muscles. You need to exercise your rights, right, every time. So that's what happened in Venezuela. We gave everything, well, not me, but the people of Venezuela believe in Chavez, right? Because the guy was promising a lot of stuff and people were running with his ideas. In that moment, we gave everything, even our guns, because we used to have the right to have guns and protect ourselves in Venezuela in the 90s, even before in the 90s, in the 80s, 90s, we used to have that right, not anymore. But let me tell you this, it is confusing because the leader, and I don't want to talk about, I don't want to talk bad about the leader of the opposition in Venezuela, Maria Corina Machado. I'm not trying to attack her. I just want to clarify this for anyone that is listening right now. But she was the one who proposed to disarm the country. That she was the one who proposed that to Chavez, and she supported that. And because of that, now in Venezuela we don't have a way to defend ourselves against this tyranny. So it's confusing, It's confusing.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say that she's working with them. I'm not saying that, but people.
No,
when I say,
but it would be nice for her to admit that she was wrong on that.
yeah. I wish that
I think gun owners around the world would really appreciate if she would come forward and admit that she was wrong about that.
Yeah, it will be cool. But right now she has, of course, a project of country that she's that she want to implement in Venezuela if she get to take the power in Venezuela. I don't see anywhere on her project of country to give us back, that right to own, guns and also defend ourselves. I don't see it. And people is not asking about this because right now it's not important, it's not important right now. We just need to free Venezuela first, and then we're gonna talk about all of this. Okay, all right, fair enough. Okay, I can buy that, right? I buy that, but I don't know. Let's take care of Canada as well, because I'm pretty sure in the opposition we have people that is running with the same ideas that the left is running, and that's what is so confused to me here in Canada. That's why I want to talk to you more, because I feel the call. I feel the call to start talking about Canada, to get involved, myself involved on politics here. I think it's important. Because I always feel that we are losing rights. I saw what happened with Jordan Peterson, somebody that I really admire and I follow. He left the country because of what happened to him. I know many people is leaving the country right now because they don't see a future in Canada. And I just arrived here, and you asked me this at the beginning of our conversation. You say, how's it feel now that you came here and now you're finding the same things, or similar things to like what was happening in Venezuela, right? And I feel bad, man. Like I feel worried, and I'm not thinking on leaving the country right now, but if I get the opportunity, if I get the opportunity to go and live a better life somewhere else, I probably will take it. And the States is in my mind for sure. But I really hope that we can do something for Canada. I really wish that we can bend, the line of on where Canada is going right now. That track. I really wish that we can do something about it. And if I can do something, to support somebody, or I don't know, to help people change their minds in the next elections, I would love to do that. I would love to do that, to share my experience in Venezuela, to tell people why, socialism is not worth it. It's not worth it. And once you give the power to these people, man, it's difficult to take it back, to recover, that power.
Yeah, like they say that once liberties are given away, it takes a war to get them back, right?
Yeah.
And others have said that the tree of liberty needs to be watered from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. That's another thing. So I wanna big shout out to you. Thank you so much for joining tonight. We've got I want to get everybody over to your channel, Rudy Cast. There's also an English channel. It's linked in the links, but the main channel is in Spanish. Thankfully, YouTube now has great AI and all kinds of other stuff. So you can go on the channel, you can watch the video. Wait, I don't speak Spanish. You can read the subtitles, but you can also do AI that will translate it into English, and it saves you the hassle. It goes right to English, and you get to hear it in different people's voices and stuff. It's amazing. So that's fantastic. Go on over there. If you want to keep up on what's happening, and in the meantime, I'll have you back on the channel. We'll be talking about this much more as time goes on, because there's all kinds of stuff going on with all of that, as well as if you guys want to get yourself a t-shirt like you're looking at right now, yours truly wearing the TDS Find a Cure. Trump derangement syndrome is an epidemic that's happening right now. Get yourself over to the store. It's right there on the YouTube channel. You just go up to the tabs, go over to the store, or you can go to ClydeDoSomething.com and get yourself one of those. Get on over there, make that happen, because we're just, it's a great way to support the channel, but it's also an awesome stocking stuffer if you want to go annoy your relatives, your neighbors, your coworkers, that kind of thing. There's a lot of Trump derangement syndrome in Canada. It's unfreaking believable. But Rudy, we do a Discord thing every Friday. We get into the Discord server. You're on Discord? You want to join in on that? Are you
I will
keen?
be happy to join. Like, I don't use it too much, but yeah, I will be happy to join to your group. Where's the link?
Oh, I'll get you a link. Don't you worry about that. And then after the stream. So for everybody, G Meister just posted in the chat tonight's Discord server link. We only make the links available during the Friday night live stream. So if you don't get a link tonight and you're watching this later and you're like, oh, I want to join the Discord. No. That link's going to be broken. You can only do it while the live stream's going. So the link will probably be active for a couple more hours, but that's about it. So if you ever want to join our Discord server, that's it. We keep a tight-knit community because we want to keep the trolls out. We want to keep the bots out. And we just want to keep it like a cool place for people to hang out. And we police it. Dickheads are kicked out very quickly. So that's the way we work. If you want to hang out, we do it every Friday. And we do that all the time. So yeah, big thanks to you, Rudy, for coming on out.
Thank you.
And, I mean, you're at risk by sharing this information. Like, I mean, sometimes people say that I'm at risk, but dude, we're talking dictatorship from Venezuela, Trinidad, all that stuff. That's crazy. I don't even know what kind of realm you're in.
Before I leave, I send you actually a video where the for those that don't know, like the dictatorship, they manage all the TV channels in Venezuela. Well, I mean, they got a fragment of my videos. That was Wednesday. On Wednesday, they got a fragment of one of my videos on my channel, and they put it on live TV in Venezuela in like 3 different channels at the same time. And this TV show is managed by the second in command in Venezuela, which is like the Pablo Escobar in Venezuela, Diosdado Cabello. Okay, that's the I believe that is the really like the guy that is managing or running the country right now, to be honest, because this guy is evil. Well, he I mean, I never been in that TV show. Like, he usually take videos and comments from the opposition, and he make jokes about it. So he took something that I say, he put it there, and the next day I had to call people that I know in Venezuela just to let them know, please don't say or don't tell people that you know me, because now they're tracking my channel, right? So yeah, so they're tracking my channel. They know who I am. I'm very when I talk, I'll try to be moderate, but sometimes I'm very frontal with the dictatorship. So I said things that get under the skin, and now they're tracking my channel. So yeah, I mean, hopefully crossing my fingers and praying that nothing's gonna happen to me or people that I love. But I try to be moderate most of the time.
Well, it definitely won't tell them that you're on a VPN and actually in North Africa with us right now.
Right now, I'm not even in Earth. Okay, I'm in Mars.
Yeah.
I'm not in Earth.
There you go. All right,
Yeah.
ladies and gents, thanks for joining us tonight. Head on over to the Discord if you want to chat with us further. If not, we'll see you through the weekend. We got a bunch of shorts that are coming out over the weekend, and then we'll be back on Monday. So thanks everybody. Thank you, Rudy, and
Thank you.
we're out.